Yesterday was not a particularly good day for Mr. Loeb, and the stock price showed it. We're talking about Campbell Soup, which, as we said earlier, was down over 5% yesterday. Why? Well, the vast majority, all the family members that matter, the 41% that they own of the company, they are all voting to support the current board of directors. Of course, Mr. Loeb's third point is trying to unseat every single one of those directors. The math was not in his favor to begin with. There had been a hope, perhaps, that he could turn Archibald or Charlotte. He didn't. They are with the rest of their family members. Perhaps it was not a realistic hope on his part. But now, what are you fighting for? Well, you want ISS to agree with you. You want to get perhaps a very, very large majority of the minority, or not quite the minority, but of the majority of those that are not family votes. Even if you're not going to prevail, perhaps you can show so much opposition to this current board that they will feel they need to reach out to you and give you a seat or two. I don't know, and things are getting a little testier between the two. Mr. Loeb's not giving up. To wit, the video of which we showed you a part of this morning, and of which we have a bit more now on, taking shots at the company, the board, and its former CEO.
The board failed to hold one CEO accountable for lousy performance. Instead, they lavished her with more than $60 million in total compensation and sent her to Davos to hobnob with the global elite.
My favorite food at Davos is the coffee.
The board failed to plan for succession, leaving shareholders without a permanent CEO at a critical time. Fixing Campbell is not a simple case of adding a little salt or trying some gluten-free noodles. It's far too late for that. It's time to empty the can, refresh the recipe, and restore shareholder value.
And he's got this stuff with all the directors that he wants going into the can. I'm not quite sure I like that part of it. But an interesting video. What it is showing, of course, is his willingness to continue to fight. Guys, I've wondered from the very beginning of this exactly what Mr. Loeb was thinking, because it was not necessarily clear to many how much value you could add, unless, of course, you wanted to believe that they would be able to sell the company right away. I think there is a belief you can put a new CEO there who can really change the direction, but it was an uphill battle. It's even more so of an uphill battle now. But don't forget, there is an importance here, as we show you some more of this video, of marketing. When you are a large fund that has typically been known as an activist, it's not uncommon, or perhaps it's not the worst strategy, to make something high profile even when you might lose. Because what may be more important than performance is AUM. And if you got a chance to use this and say, hey, remember, we started this whole idea of being a clever activist. Forget those guys at Elliott who keep showing up everywhere. Don't forget we still do it. That can be valuable too. We'll see what ends up happening on Campbell. The vote is still a month and a half away.
It's still iconic, but it is smaller and smaller every day. It is not as big as, it's the same size as Canopy.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, just a $11 billion market cap.
Yeah.